Who's saying what? That's so weird.
I know.
All the boys are gone.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to...
What?
Podcast. I'm Becca.
And I'm Aubriana.
And it's just us today.
One boy is on vacation with his family, and the other is hanging out with my husband. So if you've seen any of our past political episodes, you obviously know kind of where we stand on the topic, but I swear every day I wake up thinking he cannot say anything dumber, and then he does. So between the two of us, we're going to read some Truth Social posts, and then I have a few quotes from like press conferences and stuff that I wrote down too. And that's going to be the episode. Dumb Donald says.
And this is literally verbatim things that he has either said or has written on Truth Social. And whether or not, like, I'm pretty sure he runs his own Truth Social account, so.
There's no PR.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not running that by anybody.
Yeah, so pretty sure, like, none of this is satire. Like, this is not made up. We did not make quotes up. These are literally, literally straight from Truth Social. Like, this links right to it. So this is stuff that he genuinely said. We're not just saying it because we don't necessarily like him.
One thing I did want to say is it's so funny watching him speak during his press briefings because you can tell he reads off of a script, which, by the way, they made fun of Biden for doing, so, and Kamala for doing, but Trump does it too. But he'll, like, read off of this script, and then he'll add his own little comments, or he'll just, like, repeat the last couple of words in the sentence, so it's so strange, like, listening to him talk like a robot, and then adding in his few words in that Donald Trump way that he does.
Yeah, or he, like, tangents off. Like, he went on a tangent about grass the other day.
Oh my gosh, it's like the water tangent all over again. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when he did that? It drip, drip, drip from the faucet? Like, what?
It's just hard because people literally said that by, like, Sleepy Joe, and, like, he doesn't even know where, like, Trump doesn't know where he is for his press conferences, I feel like. He's, like, standing there just, like, talking about whatever. It's a lot.
Yeah, so I, the other night, went on which it actually disgusted me to my core, to search up Trump talking. Yeah. Because then I had to scroll through a bunch of videos and listen to Trump talk. And are there seriously people out there who think his words make sense? Like, I know there are, but how? I don't, like, everything he says makes me just, like, question everything a little bit more. But I'm going to let Becca start with True Social posts, because...
Yeah, this is very recent, because by the time this comes out, obviously, and even before we're filming this, Trump just met in Alaska with Putin. So this is something about that. He said, very unfair media is at work on my meeting with Putin, constantly quoting fired losers and really dumb people like John Bolton, who just said that even though meeting is on American soil, Putin has already won. What's all that about? We are winning on everything, in all caps. The fake news is working overtime. No tax on overtime, in parentheses. If I got Moscow, and I don't know a lot of... We're from the UP. I'm not very cultured with certain, like, Russian countries. If I got Moscow and Leningrad free as part of the deal with Russia, the fake news would say that I made a bad deal. But now they've been caught. Look at all the real news that's coming out about their corruption, in all caps. They are sick and dishonest people who probably hate our country. But it doesn't matter because we are winning on everything. Mega.
I think it's funny that the thing that blows my mind is, like, if you disagree with Trump, you automatically hate America. But isn't that our First Amendment right to protest a corrupt government?
Yeah. I wish people would actually, like, read the Constitution. And I'm not saying that I'm very, like, knowledgeable about it, but I do know that, like, when people yell, like, freedom of speech, it is not freedom of, like, there's still consequences.
Yeah, it's freedom of speech, not freedom from consequences.
Yeah, it's like, and it's more freedom of speech, like, you can, again, speak out against, your government. Like, you're allowed to, the whole point of us, like, voting our people in is that we are allowed to criticize them. If they're not doing what we voted them for, that's the whole point.
You should be criticizing your government, whether they're that's what I don't think people understand. Like, oh my gosh, somebody posted a video the other day saying, if you indict Trump in New York, we'll indict Bill Clinton in Ohio or whatever state it was. Yeah. And everyone's like, If he committed a crime, indict him.
Yeah, that's where I can tell some people don't realize that like, Donald Trump is just the president. Like, he's not my king, my leader. But Joe Biden was just the president. He wasn't my king, my leader. I don't have merch. I've never bought merch for anybody. Like, I don't have my car painted different colors. It's just, like, he's somebody, or, like, even anybody, like, in Michigan, Gretchen, we literally talked about things that, like, recently that we don't like that she's doing. That's the whole point. We're supposed to have opinions on our politicians. They're not supposed to they do wrong, too. We're all just human. Even the Supreme Court, they're supposed to be the most unbiased of our country, and do we really think they're unbiased at this point? Like...
No.
And it's okay to criticize that. And when
you should criticize.
That's what the First Amendment is about. Or that's the first, right, or second?
I think it's the second is the right to bear arms.
Which, again...
It's your Second Amendment right.
It's mainly to fight your government if they start taking over.
And that's the funniest thing is the Second Amendment was made in an amendment so that we could use weapons to take over the government. Yeah. If we feel that it's unfair, if we feel that it's corrupt, we have the Second Amendment for a reason. Not that I'm saying to go do anything with that, but it just is so insane to me that if we criticize our government, we're bad people. And let me remind you, no one voted for Joe Biden because we wanted Joe Biden to be the president. We voted for Joe Biden because if it was between Joe Biden and Trump, and we didn't want Trump to be the president. So trying to dangle Joe Biden getting in trouble over our heads isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, I don't care if his son gets arrested.
No.
Like, I don't care.
Ooh, but Hunter Biden's been funny.
Oh, he has. I have seen that, too. He's like, let's play. You want to ask me questions?
Oh, this one's funny. When he was doing the rallies before he was elected, and... he said, I'm immune. I could come down and start kissing everybody. I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy. How handsome he is. I'll kiss him, not with a lot of enjoyment, but that's okay.
That literally sounds like somebody with dementia. Just talking.
I feel as though this episode is not, we're not trying to deep dive into politics. We're just trying to, like, get you to hear his words.
That's all.
And how laughable they are. Like, how can you take this guy seriously? I just cannot.
There's just been so many things that he's done recently where even if... it's just like, if not dictator, why dictator shaped? Like, why are you...
shutting down networks and programs that are speaking out against you?
And... why are you literally, like, you're like, oh, I'm going to be the host of the Kennedy Center, and then I'm also going to nominate myself, and I'm also going to call somebody and say that I need a medal. Didn't he want, like...
I'm also going to demand that they give me the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Also, they defunded PBS. Did you see
the new
cartoon?
Yes.
It's Christopher Columbus telling people that slavery isn't such a bad thing.
Because it's better than being...
slavery is bad. Slavery is wrong. And PBS wasn't too woke. They were just empathetic.
Living in America right now is very hard if you're, like, awake.
We're too woke for this country.
I'm okay with being called woke because at least I understand what's happening.
We're not even that radical. Like, go anywhere else and we're centrists. Like, we're right in the middle.
Yeah.
Go anywhere else in the world and we're right in the middle. Go to the UK. See how the left acts. See what the left thinks. Actually,
like, the far left, actually. Even the farthest right party in any other country believes in universal health care. I want you to let that sink in. And I also want, if anybody's actually listening to this and you're actually, like, still with us through this, and if you are a Donald Trump supporter or genuinely are confused with what's happening in this country, look up, do some research. If you don't have Google, I mean, you have YouTube, so... but just look at things that are going to happen with the big beautiful bill and look at the things that he is saying and doing versus what is actually happening, because they like to tell you they're not going to do things and then in the dark they go and take away Medicaid and Medicare and all this stuff. So
they always do shit at 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's if you like think I'm an overnight worker. And that's weird to me to have something at 1 a.m. Not many of us are awake in the middle of the night. So when people are doing stuff at night, it seems shisty. just try to stay informed. Not everybody just saying things because like they don't like who's the president or what party is running. It's genuinely like not okay what's happening.
My two favorite quotes from Trump are Joe Biden is asleep, Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. And then they have like the remix dance party with Beyonce. And then Obama.
My favorite one recently, honestly, I saw this before I even saw this on this thing, is, wow, highest polling Republican president in history. Thank you. I wish I was in such Delulu. Like, I wish I was so, like, in Delulu land.
This man was mad that his jobs report came back bad, so he fired the person who does the reports. And so, what, the next one is going to be a loyalist, which means they're going to lie. And if you don't put that together either, that's crazy to me. You're believing his words. You're believing him saying, well, he's not doing his job right. All these people do is take the research and put it onto a piece of paper so Trump can look it over. Trump doesn't like the answer, so instead he's going to hire a loyalist that will smudge the numbers or fudge the numbers or whatever the heck.
But for most, numbers don't mean anything to somebody who's living in it.
No.
And like we know, I mean, if you go look at anything, inflation is there. The tariffs are not good if you still think that they're good. Like, you're not getting a paycheck in the mail. They're not sending you $5,000 or $1,200 or $500 or whatever random thing that JD Vance has said recently. We're not getting it. They just keep duping everybody over and over again. Okay, so as everybody hopefully knows what's happening in DC by now, a real good one is Liberation Day in DC, we are taking our capital back, in all caps. And then right after that, tariffs are making our country strong and rich. They're stealing from you.
People dead ass still believe that the other countries pay the tariffs. And I mean, okay, so realistically they do. But they pawn off that cost to the consumer. So you really think they're going to eat the cost of the tariffs? No, they're going to make your stuff more expensive. Why? And why do you think the prices of everything are going up? Let me tell you something. The price of my coffee has gone up from $16 to $19 that's from May till now.
I literally was just going to bring that up because my mom, when I was driving her home the other day, she was like, your uncle told me that somebody rang coffee up at and it was $40 for a can. Which, okay, that I'm sure she might bleep out the store name. If not, they're all across the UP. It's all owned by the same guy. And they do price gouge on some crazy things. And, like, I don't doubt that because I remember before when I was working at Dollar General, our coffee was, like, $16. It was actually, like, $10. I remember being $10 for Folgers when I first started. In 2021, a can of Folgers coffee from Dollar General used to be literally $10. And then when I left, the price was up to $16 almost. And now it's $20. So I believe that coffee would be $40 at IGA.
Oh, it's $19 at Walmart. I can't imagine what it costs at Dollar. And that's for the big can.
Yeah, Dollar General smells. Dollar General sells the halfies, like not the big ones. Yeah. This is crazy. I don't drink coffee, so like for me that's not necessarily affecting me, but I still don't think it's right that it's that expensive.
We drink a lot of coffee and it's gotten expensive. Also, there's this one when he went outside on the White House roof. For what reason, no one knows still to this day.
Oh, yeah.
And the reporter was like, sir, why are you on the roof? And Trump goes, hello, Peter. Looking good, Peter. And then another reporter says, Mr. President, what are you doing up there? And Trump says, taking a little walk. It's good for your health. On the roof? What?
It feels like sundowning.
I can't. On the roof? Why are you on the roof?
You literally can walk anywhere on pretty much in Washington, D.C., but definitely, like, the White House is huge, y'all. And why would he pick the roof?
Well, maybe because he got rid of the big garden and replaced it with a concrete slab.
Yeah, that still makes me so sad.
Walking on concrete is bad for your knees.
It is. And taking away all those flowers from, like, the bees are already dying.
Yep.
One thing, I keep telling people this because it's very hard. And so if you're not watching this, when we did our lives last week, we did see people like from your TikTok. We had people from Australia with us, from Spain. One of our subscribers was from the Philippines. So one thing I have to say is, again, and I know we've said this in one of our other political episodes, we are very censored in the US. So we don't even really get to see, even on TikTok lately, it has been so censored since the shutdown and then comeback, thanks to Donald Trump. And most things, whatever is happening, if it's, everyone's calling it music festivals. That's the only way that things are showing up on anybody's timeline. And that is just craziness. Like, we don't even know what's happening. And then, but there is more of us, normal people, that don't want this stuff to happen than there are of the people that are, like, excited for all this stuff. But these agents think that they are just like God because they have this huge budget that just passed in the big, beautiful bill. I will say I did hear, though, that bonus, they have to stay with ICE for 3 years before they get it. Or something like that. It has to be, like, a long period of time.
Speaking of calling them music festivals, there was a girl that came on TikTok and was like, Democrats are so funny thinking they're hiding the fact that they're protesting using code words like music festival. It's not for you. It's so our videos don't get censored, you dum-dum. And then in the comments, she's like, oh, it's just rage bait. But half the comments are like, yeah, they're so dumb. Like, calling Democrats dumb for using code words. But, like, you have to. Why do you think people say unalive? Why do you think people say schmurder? Like, there are so many code words that people use. Republicans, Democrats, all people. But because it's Democrats that are doing this to organize better, we're dumb. We're dumb for thinking the Republicans aren't going to understand us, but I think the Republicans are dumb for thinking that's why we're making up code words.
Yeah, like, we don't care if we just want to be able to not get suppressed.
Yes.
And even, like, when it comes to posting stuff on TikTok, like, you can't say YouTube. Like, there's certain... you can't say other social platforms.
I literally have to say the Book of Faces and the long-form content app. That's how I describe Facebook and YouTube.
So it's just, we've been doing this before this whole shit. But if you're a social media person, like, you've been doing this. Okay, so here's a good one from Trump on my brain is not here, on Truth Social. And it's the only thing that sucks about this is on, like, rollcall.com. It's just, like, showing all the different Trump, like, posts. It doesn't say when it was posted. It just says 1 minute ago. The reason that the Wall Street Journal editorial board is always negative on Trump and the hundreds of billions of dollars we're bringing into our country through tariffs, numbers that the USA has never seen before, is because they are China-centric or, at a minimum, globalist, and they would rather see China and the world, for reasons unknown, win, baby, win. If the United States were not able to charge tariffs to other countries, it would be economically defenseless and of no further force or effect. The only thing that can destroy our country are crooked, radical left judges, of which there are many. Again, making the left seem so bad. Going against what Trump is trying to do, if it's literally not legal, that is not being a crazy radical leftist. It's just literally illegal. We have a constitution, and, like, all this stuff is supposed to protect all citizens. People need to realize if they get rid of due process and they get rid of literally, like, judges that are ethical, they could just arrest you for no reason. Anybody. They're not just gonna go arrest brown people or, like, gay people. They could be like, I don't like what you're wearing today, and arrest you.
Yep. Also, I think it's so funny. Gavin Newsom has been posting in Trump code.
Oh my god, it's been so beautiful to read.
But the comments are so funny. They're like, oh, he sounds dumb talking like that. Or, oh, why do you need to talk like that to your people? Like, all these comments that are like, I wouldn't trust somebody that talks like that. And it's like, but you do trust somebody that talks like that. That's the exact point of him talking like that, is because you guys watch the president of the United States talk like that and don't say one damn thing. But you watch a Democrat governor talk like that, and it's all of a sudden, he should never talk to his constituents like that. He should never be posting that. Did his PR team approve this? Like, all this stuff. You should be asking the same questions to the president.
Yeah, it's very weird with certain stuff because... even, I think it's with, like, the New York stuff going on with, what is his name? Mamdani?
Mamdani.
But, like, one of the...
The name is Mamdani.
Yeah.
Mamdani. The name is Mamdani. Mamdani. You should know how to say it. Mamdani.
And I goofed it up. But... one thing with him, I think it was him, if potentially not, like, when Tim Walz was chosen as, like, the vice presidential pick, people were arguing that they're not good candidates because they're not rich.
That's what's wrong with this country. The rich are what's wrong with this country.
And they don't have, and I know with, like, Mamdani, it's like, he doesn't have experience, and that was one thing that Andrew Cuomo, that's the one who's running against him, right?
Yeah, but...
What he was trying to say is, well, I'm the experience,
you have
whatever,
experience.
but what experience when we are still in the same exact places before? And I think that's the thing that a lot of boomers are having a hard time, like, grasping, because, like, they're like, how can you go for all this, like, anti-America when they're not realizing that everything they voted for up to this path has been anti-American? Because look where we are. We have no right, like, we're losing our rights daily.
The thing that really drives me nuts is, like, the older generation is so afraid of change that they're holding everybody back because of it. Like, we have to change, we have to evolve, we have to grow with the times. Electronics, our technology's getting more advanced, and we're still sitting back here. We're rewinding, we're going back in time. And it's like, you want technology to go forward, but you don't want your policies and your laws and all that to change as well. But that, it's just not going to work if we keep all of the human things the same and then allow technology to keep advancing.
That's what, with Kennedy, RFK Jr., by the way, like,
Oh.
but for real, in the sense of, like, him cutting, like, the mRNA, that's what it is, the mRNA vaccine, like, research, like, them cutting...
Is it MRM?
That's what I'm saying.
MMRI?
See, and look, we're gonna look it up, because we don't... If I don't know something, I literally will look it up. That uses molecule called RNA to instruct cells in the body to produce a specific viral protein. This protein triggers an immune response, teaching the body to recognize and fight off the actual virus without ever exposing it to the virus itself. So it's pretty much making it, because, like, before, like, if, like, they would take a little bit of, like, people would say, I don't want the flu shot because I get sick from it.
Yeah.
Because they take a little bit of, like, the flu...
They do that with a lot of vaccines, like chickenpox and stuff.
But that's why they're trying to, like, not do that now. Because I think when people, even with the COVID vaccine... But I think that's why they were trying to do it, because people, even when they get COVID, like, at all, so many people died. So I think they were trying to make it to where they weren't getting exposed to it at all.
Right.
Which makes sense. I think what's frustrating is the mRNA vaccine thing is I think they started doing it more with COVID, but they're actually, the research they were doing that RFK Jr., like, cut was for them to start being used for, like, cancer. Like, it was going into cancer research, because if you think about it, if you can train this vaccine, like this molecular whatever, to fight off cancer in your body, then if it starts growing, your body would just attack it instead of just it growing and taking over. That's the whole, I believe, the whole purpose behind it. But now that funding and research is gone.
Yeah, but God forbid, we had to save our money for ICE agents, so we had to cut cancer funding.
And, like, that's the thing, where if you actually, like, look into a lot of things that are getting cut or being told to get cut, it's like, this is all stuff that's putting us back, not just, like, as, like, people, but as a country. Like, there are countries already, like, if you look at Japan and China, they are years ahead of us in technology, or even just, like so many different things. Now we're getting our research cut. That's putting us years behind. Because when you, like, stop research, it's not like they're going to be like, okay, here's your funding back. Start where you picked up, like, where you left off. Like, that's literally people that have been being tested for years.
Yeah, and if they're testing on live cells, those cells die over time, or they can get contaminated, or be unusable for several different reasons. So in 4 years, when Trump's no longer in office and they decide to refund cancer research, you're starting from square one. They have to start all over.
Yeah.
And that's so sad, because how many people in your life have cancer or have gotten cancer or have died from cancer? I have several that have either gotten or died from cancer. And I'm sure on both sides of the spectrum, the right and the left, we all have family members and loved ones that have gotten and have died from cancer. And for some reason, the left is the only one that's fighting against the defunding of cancer research. Why would anybody want that? But then you're mad that the Democrats didn't stand and clap for a little boy who'd beat cancer, because Donald Trump was using him as a pawn to make the left look bad for not standing and clapping while he simultaneously cuts cancer research funds. I don't understand.
It's because, in genuinely, my opinion is, we're not there to just watch the show, and, like, listen to what's being told from us from, like, Fox News or even NBC News or CNN, any of, like, the big news channels. Like, a lot of the younger, like, most of the people I know put 10 years, maybe 15, 20 years ahead of my age. I'm 33. To, like, below, we all are actively watching this stuff happen live through TikTok, through Facebook, through, like, lives. Like, we literally see the effects of things and aren't just gonna listen to what people are saying. And, like, oh, well, the government wouldn't do that. The government will do that. The government, that's what I think a lot of people don't realize. Like, back in the day, the government poisoned alcohol during the prohibition, or is that what it was called? The prohibition period?
Yeah.
Because it was illegal. They
Cindy,
literally killed people.
The government doesn't. And I think that's something that people have to realize is the government, left or right, they don't care about us. You just, our government is so deeply corrupt on both sides that you have to pick the people that are going to put into place policies that will protect you the most. At the end of the day, politicians have their own reasonings for being politicians, because I don't think there's very many. There's maybe a few that do it out of the goodness of their heart, that want to protect their people. But I think a lot of them have ulterior motives, and you just have to pick and choose between who, on top of having their ulterior motives, can put policies in place that will protect everybody. And that bugs me too, is it's like, the right is so mad that we want our government to protect everybody. Not just the people that are white, not just the Christians, not just the people that are married to the opposite gender.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that controversial to want your government to work for everybody in your country, not just some people.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it really hard too. And it's very frustrating too, because we live in a small town, as we've talked about before, and there is a lot of people in our families that we work with, that we see in town, people that we interact with that are very strong, Republicans. And it's very difficult when I talk to somebody and we have the exact same opinion. Like, there's somebody that I talk to at work and they're like, you know what we really need is just term limits. I'm like, yes. Yes, we do. We also, like, age limit. Like, only you shouldn't be this old to, like, run.
You shouldn't be literally dying while you're still in Congress. Like, that, I mean, unless it's, like, something...
Yeah.
You die young or something
like
that. But, like, if you're old enough to literally be like, I know I only have a couple years left, you shouldn't be in Congress anymore. Yeah. That's crazy. If you are literally on death's door every morning when you wake up, you shouldn't be the president. Biden shouldn't have been the president. He was too old. He shouldn't have run. Trump shouldn't have been the president for a million reasons, but at the top of the list is his age. And everybody loves to talk about Biden's age and how he was too old to be president and shouldn't have been, but Trump is literally the oldest president when he went into office, he was older than any other president we've had.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so too. Or he will be by the end, either way, of his presidency.
I will say, I know for a fact that when Trump was sworn in for this term, he was older than when Biden was sworn in for his term.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with wanting to have younger people who understand the struggle.
I think we need it, because how are we going to move forward if we keep electing people that are living in...
See, this is... Okay, so, like, I have a lot of people... We've gone away from the quotes.
Way away. But we'll end on them. I have a couple that are funny.
So, I have a lot of people in my life that are very, like, hopeless about certain things. And I have some people that... It's just, like, back and forth. Because it is very hard living. Broke. Working every day. You're doing the same thing all the time. Still not getting anywhere. Renting. Trying to pay a car. Everybody's cars died that that I'm around pretty much. Except Obs. Putting that into the world.
But Danny's truck is broken.
Yeah, but see, so still one of their cars. So, and this, like, everyone's so broke, it's hard to get that fixed. We were literally just talking about how it's nice you were ahead on your bills for once.
For once in my life, it's the 15th and all my bills are paid for the month.
Right, like, it's genuinely hard. So, like, we need people that can represent us that have done that. That's where I think our politics have gone wrong. And that's why I keep trying to tell people is, like... It seems like there's so much happening and it may be, like, so overwhelming right now. But this is kind of, like, in my opinion, like, the downfall of this type of government, I guess is a good way to put it, because there has to be a change, like you're saying. We need to get people out of politics that are being bribed by companies, because at the end of the day, corporations are not doing anything for the basic American. They are putting poison in our foods when it comes to dyes and all the sugar and oils and everything else. So, and our government helps a lot of corporations and like banks and all this stuff more than us. So if we start getting younger people in here that understand the struggle, that see the things that need to change, that actually like want to change climate change for climate change, and not be like, well, actually, this oil company gave me $1 million, so now I'm totally with, like, climate change isn't real. Or like, oh, I'm totally gonna get hired in as your politician and like get like elected, and I'm so against this, and well, actually this corporation gave me $1 million, won't do that. That's what needs to end. And I kind of think that's the politics that we're dealing with right now, that we've dealt with our whole lives. And seeing some of these new politicians, like even the Texas Democrats that fled, like Jasmine Crockett. I can't remember his name, but he is a white guy, and he used to be a pastor, I think. And he was on Fox News just literally going toe to toe. And this Fox News host was like, oh, I'm actually getting pushed for time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? I can't
remember his name. Ben? No.
James maybe, something. But either way, like, those are the type of people that, like, they're actually, like, standing up for what needs to change. I see that's, I think, what's happening, hopefully. Maybe I'm just, like, too hopeful. People have told me I'm too hopeful and too positive. I can't help that. I don't see this being the end of a whole free world, free country. There's more people that want what we want than what they even realize, is how I see it.
I genuinely think the government is panicking right now because they don't have a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of us are very free thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump didn't even win the popular vote. Like, he did against Kamala. He got more votes than Kamala.
Yeah.
But out of all the votes, if you put them all together for all the candidates... Like,
independent, Democrat, Republican, all together.
Donald Trump didn't even get 50% of the people who voted, much less 50%. And that's it's a misconception when people say, well, he got over half the votes in this, like, over half the country voted for him. First off, how many children live in this country? They can't vote. Second off, not all the adults that are eligible to vote voted. So he did not get half of the people living in this country. And again, he did not even get half of the popular vote. Or he didn't even, 50% of the popular vote.
Yeah.
I think it was like 49% or something.
Yeah.
And so that leads me to think that and I know a lot of people sat this election out because a lot of people didn't like Kamala, but didn't want to vote for Trump. They didn't want to vote for either, so they sat the election out. And now we see how sitting the election out is not always the best option. Because a lot of people didn't vote for Kamala because of the Israel issue, which I totally understand. Yeah. Because that's a whole nother topic we're not going to go into. But that's disgusting, what's happening in Palestine. Just so you know our stance on that as well. And I get it, but at the same time... it's hard because we have to also prioritize our freedoms. Because if we lose our freedoms, if we lose our freedom of speech and our freedom to protest and all of this stuff, we can't help. There's not a lot we can do for other countries if we don't have the freedoms for ourselves. I am hopeful because I know that not half of the voting population voted for Trump. I'm hopeful that after this, a lot of people will no longer be on the side of Trump and his regime. I know he can't run for a third term. Hopefully he doesn't try to weasel his way in, but either way. And this is why he's panicking about the midterms. That's why he's trying to redistrict Texas, because he knows he doesn't have the votes. Because of everything he's done and all the opposition he's gotten from the people, he doesn't have the votes whatsoever.
And one thing that I think is really important is the whole MAGA party, from what I understand, is, as crazy as it may sound to us, is they don't want the government in their business.
Don't tread on me.
Right, like, that's genuine, right, so that's, like, their whole stance. But now that Trump's literally talking about, like, taking cities over and, like, doing this, it just seems like, why would people in his party even want that. Like,
government is treading all over you right
yeah,
now.
so it's like eventually they're gonna be like, you, even if they think that, like, there's only so many liberals they can take out, right?
Well,
like,
and that's the party of small government. There is nothing small about this government. What Trump says goes. Everybody follows the orders of Trump. And having the House and the Senate being Republican, small government is gone. You don't have small government.
And yes, it's been, see, I can spiral about it too, but I agree with what Obbs is saying, where there are more people that don't want this than that do. And it's just, we all have to get working together. One thing that gives me a lot of hope too is the No Kings protest had like 10 million people. And that is more people that protested than things that have changed our government in the past. Mm-hmm. So I do think that is why they're panicking. They're trying to look big and scary. I've even said too to my friends, because they're like, oh, well, you know, in the army, like, they follow orders. And I just have to say that not everybody joined the army to want to, like, they're not going to join to, like, want to go turn against their own citizens.
And they're not supposed to turn against their own citizens.
And of course there's going to be bad people on everything. I mean, even on, like, the liberal side, there's bad people. There's always going to be bad people, but the majority don't, like, even I think the National Guard, like, who wants to be walking around Washington, D.C., rounding up homeless people? Some people, though, have to make bills, so it's like, I'm not a sympathizer for them, but it's like, what is their breaking point of not wanting to do things? I don't know, but I definitely don't think they're just going to be shooting American citizens.
And another thing, like, with the DC thing, is I've seen a lot of different views where some people are panicking and some people are like, he's scared. He's losing right now. That's genuinely how I feel. Like, my opinion is that he's losing right now. He is getting opposition on all ends of the spectrum. Every single direction he turns, someone is fighting against him, and he's panicking. And so this is why he's doing this. He's taking drastic measures, and everyone keeps saying it's a distraction, and I agree on parts of that, like the Epstein files. Let's not forget that, but that's not something, we've been talking about the Epstein files forever, okay? But anyway, he's everywhere he turns, everything he tries to do, he's facing opposition, and the opposition is getting harder and harder and harder, and they're getting more stern, and they're fighting harder against him, and he's panicking. And so now he's trying, it's a power struggle at this point. It's a power play for him to do this, to remind people that he's in power. But it's not working. People are still out protesting. People are still out fighting against him. Judges are blocking him from every angle. So as much as we want to get into a frenzy about it and think, like, our city's next or this city's next, like, this is going to fail. The DC government takeover is going to fail. When? I don't know. But in my opinion, I think it's going to fail.
Yeah, everything during this episode is just totally our opinion based, other than if we're, like,
reading
verbatim
quotes.
Reading quotes. Yeah, or, like, looking up definitions of things. But I have to agree. It's just, you're not a strong government if you feel the need to, like, put an army against your citizens. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's, to me, that's not strong. Like, a strong leader is somebody who can go out and actually, like, change things. And I will say one thing with Trump, too, right now, is I think that he's panicking because he was supposed to end so many wars, like, when he first became into office.
He was also there's so many things he was supposed to do, like make IVF free. That's backfired. There's so many things, and nothing's working out for him. And
even like the no tax on overtime and the no tax on tips, even that, like, people are realizing, like, there's caps to all of this. And then most people are being like, that you lied. I'm not sure where people's, like, breaking point is, but some people are hitting that breaking point too. So it's nice to see. It just sucks that we all have to live through it and, like, experience all of this together. But just know that we're, like, all in for this ride right now.
We're all in this together once we know. I don't know the rest of the words.
I don't know that either.
Okay, let's get back to quotes, because that was heavy. So we'll end this on a light note. Do you have any funny Truth Social posts?
Let's see. Well, I have one that actually goes with, like, talking about... Oh, really quick, I want to say... I totally understand what you were saying, how people did not want to vote for Kamala because of the whole Israel issue. But I have to say, when Joe Biden was president, people were not starving to death. And it wasn't a complete emergency to where other countries are literally trying to like airdrop without getting like people are getting killed trying to get food. Egypt is literally throwing food into bottles in the ocean hoping it makes it to people to keep them from like dying. I don't know how people thought Donald Trump would be better when him and Netanyahu are friends.
And tell me why when Donald Trump got elected, the IDF soldiers were holding up Trump flags and praising Trump.
There's just so many little things where it's like, he clearly is not what you think.
And we're so tied in with Israel that I don't think any solution would have been a good one on that's another topic. Like, I could literally
we could go for hours
ham on this issue.
But the reason I brought that back up is I have a Truth Social post, which is another lie, in my opinion. But it actually is not an opinion, it's actually truth. So as we know, we bombed Iran back in the day. And one beautiful True Social post from Donald Trump says, now that the nuclear arsenal being created by Iran has been totally obliterated, it is very important to me that all Middle Eastern countries join the Abraham Accords. This will ensure peace in the Middle East. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, we missed the mark when we bombed Iran. We didn't even hit their nuclear.
Yeah, we didn't actually like obliterate anything. That's where it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's my opinion, but it's actually not. Like,
we failed again.
And then they bombed us back. And then Trump was like, "They told me though." What is happening? All of his True Social posts are about tariffs too. It's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. I have instructed our Department of Commerce to immediately begin work on the new and highly accurate census based on modern day facts and figures and, importantly, using the resultant information gained from the presidential election of 2024. People who are in our country illegally will not be counted in the census. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I don't think they're counted anyway. Maybe they are?
You do the census.
Right, like, they send it to your house and you fill it out and send it back in.
I could literally write 12 Democrats live in my house.
Mm-hmm. They would not know.
No.
Because nobody I don't think I've never had somebody come, like, show up at my house and be like, who lives here? Like, that's weird. I think that's what's sad is people are so worried about illegal. Like, I'm not. I don't care. They're not taking anything from me.
That's also a whole other topic.
That's what's so crazy is we literally could just go. This could be a political podcast.
Every single episode could be a political podcast. Yeah, that's exactly. This entire podcast could be political. We would never run out of topics.
Literally.
I have a funny quote from Trump though, that is like so random to everything we've just talked about. But it's the size, and I don't even know why he was talking about this, to be completely honest with you. But the size of my hands, which are big. The size of my hands. Those hands can hit a golf ball 285 yards, right? Those are good, strong. The rest of my life, I have the curse that I have little hands. And then he moved on.
Like, that's what I'm saying, where it's just, it feels like dementia. Like, you're just like, where did that come from? It just, like, pops in your brain. You're like, what is he looking at his hands? And he's like, I have beautiful hands.
These are big hands. This was meant to be our short episode, guys, but that's impossible to keep it short when we're talking about this stuff.
So this is just kind of a good one because, you know, when Elon and Trump had their little fight, Trump said, the easiest way to save in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. You hired Elon to the government. Like, what do you mean? Why would... I think that's what's scary about him is, like, if you're on his side as long as you're cool with him, and then as soon as anything happens, he's just like, we're canceling you. But we're the scared woke people.
I have one more quote to end the night. Apologizing is for the weak and wrong, which is why you should do it to me, because you are weak and wrong, and you dance badly. And that's not a Donald Trump quote. It's a King Julian quote from Madagascar. And I heard it, and I'm like, oh my god, it sounds like Donald Trump.
That did. That sounded literally just like him. I could see him saying, like, you dance badly to, like, because you know how he used to, like, because he ran, like, the Teen USA or whatever?
Yeah.
I could literally see him
I could see him saying that Kamala's at a dance party with Beyonce. I could see him making that comment.
Literally saying that.
I heard that, though, and I was like, oh my god, it's Donald Trump.
Well,
just remember, this man doesn't know what the he's saying half the time. He rambles like he has dementia. And I'm saying, what is the word? Yeah, he rambles like he has dementia. I'm not accusing him of having anything, but he rambles like he has dementia and like he's sundowning.
Yeah.
And he works for the billionaires. He does not work for you.
And just remember that his family has gotten richer since he's been elected.
And just remember, folks, the next time the government says they won't do it, they will. I don't even think that's how that quote goes. How does that quote go?
I think it's the next time you think the government wouldn't do that, they would.
Yeah.
From TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's where I see a lot of different facts about things that have happened.
And Democrat, Republican, you should not be idolizing the government. You should not be idolizing politicians. They're all shady. They all have backdoor deals.
And I am just throwing it out there that if you want to base anything off of the Bible, you should actually read it.
Mm-hmm.
Not just say random quotes that you think are from the Bible.
Agreed.
Read what's in it. I think that's more than enough for today.
I think so too.
We tangent. If you're still with us at the end of this video, thank you for listening.
Props to you.
Yeah, this is what happens. Like, this is what we normally talk about before we do the podcast. Like, we get together and, like, usually bitch about what is happening in our country or what happened this week, or did you hear him say this, or did you hear this happen, or did you hear that the army's here now, or like whatever. We usually talk about this pre-pod.
But now we're just talking about it for you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we post our next episode.
And we'll see you next week.
What?